What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Extra Points. Eric Schmoldt here, sports editor of the Gazette. Riding solo a little bit today. Hopefully we get Bear back in the saddle here as quickly as possible, but I thought we'd shoot one just by myself, I guess. We'll see how this works. But hey, it's girls basketball tournament time. Not this week, but coming up. Starts Tuesday. By the time the next video rolls out, they'd already be behind. So we thought we'd bring you the girls basketball tournament preview this week, and no better place to start than in Division I. Janesville teams here in town, and a little bit different seeding this year. It seems like the Big 8 teams have kind of gotten the benefit of the doubt in years past. Some of them not so much this year. They fall behind some of these other teams from the East that maybe they usually get the benefit of the doubt over. So both Janesville Craig and Janesville Parker going on the road to open regional semifinal play next Friday, 7 o'clock. We got things like Janesville Craig, the number 10 seed, behind a team like Kenosha Tremper, number 8, that they beat in the regular season. And we've got Janesville Parker, seeded number 12. They beat 10th-seeded Craig twice during the regular season. So you always get some of these oddities from the seeding meetings that happened over the weekend. But the brackets are made, and it's time to just kind of play the schedule that's ahead of you. So I guess just to break down those matchups a little bit, the Cougars, as I said, the 10th seed, they'll go to 7th-seeded Muskego on next Friday, the 24th at 7 o'clock. I think the Cougars playing better here as of late, trying to get a couple of wins here to close out the regular season and carry some momentum into the postseason. I think for the Cougars, probably just happy to play somebody new. You get a sectional full of Big 8 teams, and sometimes you have to play all the same rivals that you have had throughout the regular season, but now they get to go to Muskego. So we talked to head coach Kerry Storbakken just a little bit about that matchup.
We love our draw. Play Muskego, somebody out of the Big 8 that we don't have to play a third time. Like you said, it's new. We got like 5 games of tape on them, and I'm sure they got plenty of tape on us, but it's just nice. Tournament time, play somebody different. It's exciting. Go over to Muskego. We've been on the road, or been at home, last 2 years. Now we're on the road, so everybody's 0-0. We're excited.
The winner of that Craig game against Muskego probably going to wind up playing Sun Prairie on Saturday the 25th in a regional final at Sun Prairie. You got to think the Cardinals are going to be the favorites to win their regional matchup on Friday night. So that's where that one stands. For Parker, the number 12 seed, didn't really see that one coming. I don't think they were real happy about it, but it is what it is. The interesting note for them is they will stay in their up against their Big 8 foes. They'll go to number 5 seeded Verona on the 24th at 7 o'clock. I guess the interesting thing about that matchup, I think Parker can give Verona a game. As much of a 12-5 game can possibly be close. I think this will be one of those. For Verona, Alex Leering, the star player who's going to UW Green Bay next year, she's been a little dinged up throughout the season and was re-injured in a game last Friday, so we don't really know exactly what her status is. They were also getting beat at that time, so maybe they held her out as a precaution. We'll kind of know more about where Leering stands as Verona plays 2 games this week, including one against Craig on Saturday night. But that could go a long way in figuring out if Parker could maybe win a regional semifinal despite being a number 12 seed in their sectional. So we talked to Vikings head coach Jenna Hartwig a little bit about the matchup with Verona.
I'm excited to play them again. I feel like we just keep improving every week. And it was such a close game the last time we played them, and that was at Verona, that I think we've really got a good opportunity, and they aren't sure what's going on with Loring, so I think that's going to be a little question mark for them as a team as well going into our game.
The winner of that Parker-Verona game will take on the winner of Middleton, the 4th seed, and 13th seeded Madison La Follette on Saturday night. Probably, you got to think Middleton's going to win. Any of these top 4 teams, I would say, coming out of this sectional, McWanago the 1, Sun Prairie the 2, East the 3 out of Madison, and Middleton the 4. I think all pretty level. I could see any one of them coming out of there. So I got to think the top 4 seeds at least win their first game. So we'll see how that shakes out. See if the Craig teams as double-digit seeds can pull off what some would think of an upset. I'm not really sure if they would be. I think these are decent matchups for both teams, especially considering their double-digit seeds. So that's where we're at in Division 1. I think we talked about a couple of weeks ago, obviously Whitewater, the team from our area that we think has probably the best chance to make a deep March run. They got the number 1 seed in their sectional. On the other half is number 2 Edgewood. They've been ranked number 1 and number 2 in Division III for a decent portion of this season. It would be just a fantastic matchup if we're looking ahead a little bit. That would be March 2nd at Janesville Craig in a sectional semifinal. Obviously, if teams start looking ahead, that's no good, but us sitting here in this office, we can afford to dream about matchups like that. Whitewater will open play Friday the 24th against either Broadhead or East Troy. Edgerton, team fighting for second place in the Rock Valley North, got the number 3 seed. They'll take on either Palmyra or Bigfoot in the first round, and if they won, they'd get a chance to play Edgewood in a regional final Saturday night. But I think the Whippets, I think they got a great chance to make it into sectionals, and then from there, it's going to be tough. Edgewood will give them a game. It would be just a fantastic matchup if we could see that here in Janesville. Sort of crossing my fingers a little bit that we see that one. There's some D1 talent on both of those teams, so we'll see if that comes to fruition here over the next couple weeks. In Division II, Milton, a team that has ridden a roller coaster. They seem to win and lose in streaks a little bit. Fended off some injuries, and hopefully they've starting to get their full lineup back. They got the number 5 seed. They'll go to Burlington next Friday night, the number 4 seed, with the winner probably taking on top-seeded Union Grove. This is an interesting team. Milton plays a very tough schedule in the Badger South. Some of these Southern Lakes teams, that conference just quite frankly just isn't as good as Badger South. I wouldn't be surprised to see 5 Milton make a little bit of a run here, especially if everybody's healthy and injury-free. So that's a team I'm keeping my eye on a little bit. If you're looking for a dark horse team from the area that could make a little bit of a run, I think the Redhawks have a little bit of a run in them. So that's kind of where the tournaments stand. We'll have the full schedule here for you, and we'll keep tabs as we go along in the bracket. A couple storylines here to watch just as the regular season concludes is Clinton trying to close out a conference title, probably going to share it with Bigfoot if they can both win Thursday night. That would be big for Clinton. That would be their first conference championship since 2004. So that's kind of the big storyline in girls basketball this week. Otherwise, we're kind of looking ahead to the tournament a little bit and looking forward to filling out some of these brackets. It's that time of year, folks. So thanks for joining us this week. We'll be back again next week breaking down the boys' brackets. Those seedings come out this weekend. So we're going full-fledged here. And next week, two shows, because we got state wrestling next weekend. We'll try to break down some of the city and area wrestlers that will be at state, and we'll have a chance to make some noise there, find their way on a podium, maybe even compete for a state championship. So double duty next week. Thanks for joining us this week. Leave us a review on YouTube or iTunes or GazetteXtra.com and let us know what you think of the show. You could also email us at sports@GazetteXtra.com. And we'll see you back here, not once but twice, next week. See you then.